Let's introduce this Deckaroo, and let's actually move some of the landies over so it's a little easier to see. Get out of here. What is going on in the interface? Do I have to do like this? Okay. Alright, let me introduce this deck. Here we go. So this is a Sultai list that I saw from Jeff Hoogland. That Binding of the Old Gods is a card that I overlooked a little bit because it has the key text destroy target non-land permanent. It hits planeswalkers, artifacts, enchantments, creatures, you name it, it hits it. So this is very, very, very flexible, and you even saw in some of the lists that I was working on previously. I wanted to include some things like some murderous riders, maybe to have some flexibility to kill planeswalkers and stuff like this. Because, I mean, something like Elspeth's Nightmare, for instance, kills a creature. Okay, cool. But this is amazing with regards to the fact that it can hit a non-land permanent. Also, it says search your library for a forest card. Again, I overlooked this because it says a forest card, not a basic forest card. So, for instance, these Triomes that I pulled out here, these are forest cards. So you can literally go fetch a land that can cast non-green spells, which makes it just terrific. Some of the other notable, I should say some of the non-notable includes, like, Cling to Dust. This is good against rogues because it eats your own graveyard, and the fewer cards in your graveyard, the less enabled a rogue deck is. Other sort of not notables, Heartless Act. Other not notables, Mazemind Tome is a very common card to include for card draw in non-blue heavy control decks. But I think Elspeth's Nightmare has been increasingly going up on my... Oh yeah, another not surprising one, Ugin. This, if you have a control deck, you just run Ugin, right? I remember seeing Jeff Hoogland call him the janitor, because he comes out and cleans everything up. But Elspeth's Nightmare is one of the more unusual includes, where this card has always been considered a pretty good, but like situational card, and it, I think, has just been going up and up and up and up and up in terms of quality. There's a lot of decks that have creatures that come down early that are small, such as these Gruul aggro decks that have innkeepers, or Brushfire elementals, these white weenie focus decks that allow you to have targets for this. And even if you're against control, you just slam down Elspeth's Nightmare, and it's kind of like a delayed duress, right? You get to reveal their hand. And also the exile opponent's graveyard is remarkably important in this meta. Another really interesting include is Soul Shatter. Each opponent sacks the creature or planeswalker with the highest converted mana cost. This gets around a ton of stuff. Goldspan Dragon, you normally target it, which causes it to make a treasure, and then it spends that treasure to protect itself. With Soul Shatter, they just sack the Goldspan Dragon, and there's nothing that they can do. It also allows you to get around Selfless Savior, the little small doggy. Small doggy, sack it to give something indestructible, doesn't matter, it's forced to sacrifice. And one of the sort of hidden core cards to this is actually Valki, God of Lies / Tybalt. This deck actually runs an insane amount of red mana sources. Even though it's base black-green, focusing on Binding of the Old Gods, it also has a lot of red in the form of the Blightstep Pathway, in the form of the Ketria Triome that produces red mana, whereas the Zagoth Triome hits our Sultai mana. We even have like a Cragcrown and some other ones. And also due to the fact that this deck runs 29 lands, a bunch of Crawling Barrens here to help finish the game off. Why is blue run? I think Disdainful Stroke is sick. I think it's just so sick in this current meta. There's a lot of fat 4-drop things that are just a pain in the ass to deal with, and this just hits all of this. And the sideboard is relatively straightforward, you know, like Chainweb Aracnir versus rogue decks, and Disdainful Strokes and Negates versus control decks, usual stuff. There were questions about deadweight. First of all, why this art reminds me of Dark Souls 1 opening, but why deadweight the card strategically? Again, there's a lot of white weenie decks that focus around indestructibility, and deadweight just bops it straight up. Very, very effective. So we're going to run some of this ranked. Now that that's done, I now am capable of reading chat. Hi everyone, hello, how are you? I had to do my best to introduce the deck. Oh yeah, Blue Wall brings up Dicey Dungeons. Yeah, that's a game that, like, was on my list, but in my last 2 years of just going, la la la, close my eyes, ignore everything, I just didn't wind up playing it. Oh, Silvos snuck his way back in here. Ah, yes, Silvos, welcome. Ah, we have Ghost Stalker, the absolutely incredible and inimitable. This doesn't have a lot of cheap low drops. This one does, and we can dump an Ugin. So we have the Zagoth Triome. We have the ability to cast everything that we so desire. I'll probably go for green and black almost always with these pathways. So this has been around on VODs. I feel you, I feel you, I feel you. Alright, so we see the Izzet Kolas. Or more specifically, the Izzet Kolas. Has got a few days ago and it's really great. Yeah, I've heard a lot of wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things about Dicey Dungeons. Dungeons. Okay. So this is a nearly ideal situation where yeah. We really want to play Valki early to help us plan out our turns. So let's see here. So this is, oh my god, this is, our opponent is going to be doing nothing for a long time. Alright, terrific. Other things, I really enjoyed playing Dyson Sphere Program last Friday. I was pooped. I was pooped on that Friday, but my god, did that game give me the juicy energy. I feel like I am not sure what I want to do with this Blightstep Pathway, so I'm just going to Elspeth's Nightmare. Start making villain discard some stuff. Thursday 42 says just bought just bought the very first gaming capable PC of my life. Any absolute must buy games you can recommend that wouldn't have been available on console? You know, here's the thing. Almost all the games I play are not technically challenging at all. Oh, this is so funny. I'm gonna go with the black source, and then I'll snatch a Triome with this. Do you plan on playing Dyson Sphere on stream anymore? Not currently, Nautilus. Not currently. So look at this. This is a 5 mana, kill a creature. Yeah, like, okay, the games I like are like Factorio. That's probably my favorite game of the last very long time. Binding the Old Gods is clearly the play here. We just mbop this. Yeah, what other games that I like that don't have any requirements in terms of, like, graphical resolution? Magic the Gathering Arena. Factorio is incredible. What games do I play? Slay the Spire requires almost nothing. Yeah. Look at this. I can just find all my Triomes. I'm going to get the Ketria. Monster Train was fun, yeah. I think I'm just going to stroke it. I suspect that this could be a counterspell. This could be Saw It Coming. Is Disdainful Stroke better than Saw It Coming? In this deck, yeah, I definitely think so. Day 9 has planned out his turn, yeah. Day 9 has planned out his turn, yeah. So I think I do want to use this right now. Because if we hit Landos, we can keep up that stroke. So this is an Is It Giants deck that's trying to rely on the big fat giants like the Quakebringers, Battle of Frost and Fire, things like this to just ping me away. But without any of those, just bopping me a little bit with Faceless Haven is fine. Each non-giant creature and each planeswalker. Okay. Tybalt's pretty good.
Let share in my pain.
Tybalt's pretty good. Elspeth, by the way, I'm going to continue to use your deck building advice from last week to make a Jund ramp deck, a Grixis control deck, and an Abzan Planeswalkers deck. All have been pretty decent and very fun. Oh, I'm thrilled to hear that. Yeah, and if I recall correctly, what we talked about is if you're trying to make a control list, or just a list in general, you don't really have that many cards that are the core idea. Most of the other cards are support cards, or more specifically, very cheap 1 and 2 mana cards to help enable those. Hit me. Oh, like, this is the expression I have when I'm like, oh no, a Faceless Haven. The arrogance of man. Civil is going to try once more. Now the light at the end of the tunnel is visible, albeit far, with respect to the pandemic. What are you most excited about getting back to with traveling for hosting gigs? I am most excited to just go to restaurants. What? What is this? Enchant Giant you control. When Giant's Grasp enters the battlefield, why is this in all? Why is this? Oh, and all creature types until end of turn. Wow. Gain control of target non-permanent for as long as... Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I mean... I don't understand. Are you just gonna -3 this? Is that what you're gonna do? Because it's fine.
My job here is done.
Yeah, because... Can we just Soul Shatter next turn? No, I mean, this just goes to the graveyard at the end of the turn. They use their Giant's Grasp as a needlessly complicated removal spell. What is this doing here? Wait. Oh my god, that's so funny. I have the emblem, so they exiled this thing, so they actually just gave it back to me. Holy shit, that is hilarious. Oh my god, that is hilarious. Oh, you know, I'm gonna play the snow-covered island. Yeah, don't fuck with me, man. That is unbelievable. I have never thought about this interaction, that if you steal my Tybalt and exile my thing, that I then immediately get to recast it. I mean, that's fucking spectacular. Well, this is Sean tried Griftlands? Yeah, I should have about 20 hours of Griftlands up on my YouTubes. Oh my god. Oh my god. This one. This is very greedy of me, and I really don't need to do this, but this is hilarious. Ooh, Binding of the OGs! So before fully finished second character, I think... Yeah, no, so I've beaten the game once with one of the classes, and then I lost a run with the other one. Griftlands is unbelievable. There's another graphically not intensive one that I might recommend you play. I can't believe I've done this. Alright. Probably don't need the clean to deuces. my opponent's probably going to board in a bunch of counter spells. So I think the negates are going to be good. This is going to do nothing. Bring in more strokes. Grant says the Kling can potentially hit their Quakebringers in the graveyard, which is true, right? Like, if these Quakebringers, say at the beginning of your upkeep, this deals 2 damage to each opponent, only if you have a Giant out. But I think that if I'm just removing things with Soul Shatters and Heartless Acts, we don't even have to worry about that. I'm just going to put in... It's like Eliminate or Wilt are the ones that I'm looking at. The Negating Bacon says, wasn't this list running more of a snow core with Spirit of the Alderguard and Faceless Haven? Yeah, this was a list that I saw Jeff Hoogland run in some tournament series. I saw it played on Saturday morning. And then Jeff got eliminated from the event and hosted someone who was running a very similar snow list that was also running for whatever the hell they're called. For Graven Scry Snow card draw spell. It's Graven something. I always call it Graven Snow, and that's not the name. That is not what the name is. Graven lore, there we go. Yeah, so I saw this list initially built as a Jund list. So instead of the core being focused on... So the core was still mostly black with green for Binding of the Old Gods, but then the red was used for Tibalt, and the red was used for the Goldspan Dragon. But this is kind of trying to do the same thing, but instead with more of a blue shell as part of it. Let's go ahead and hang on to this. I'm starting to really come around on Tibalt. In Standard, at least. I know that there's, like, Cascade decks that are getting this garbage out on turn 3. What does this do? I don't care about that at all. Yeah. But I think that what is making this, like, when I first looked at this, I was kind of like, eh, because it's like my brain just goes, what are the black-red decks where this would be run? I think the best possible one would be Grixis, but I mean, in Rakdos, eh. In my Rakdos list, we hardly ever cast this. What about in Jund or Mardu? I don't fucking ever think we're even going to get there. But this list has been really, really nice and really, really consistent with regards to being able to cast Valki early on and still hitting Tibalt later on. So, I mean, I actually think it's terrific. Yeah, I'll take the one that can actually cause removal, huh? Oh yeah, there was an interesting question asked, which is that this side says you may play cards exiled with Tibalt Cosmic Imposter. Anytime you see the name of a card, if it's the same as the name of the card that you're casting, it means me. So this says you may play cards exiled with me, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. So for instance, if I had a Tibalt and you had a Tibalt, those are two different Tibalts, because each one is referring to itself. Whereas if you had a card that said, you know, look in your deck for, you know, Ugin the Spirit Dragon, then it means the card specifically named Ugin the Spirit Dragon. I'm not going to attack. What we can do is we can always pay 3 to make this become a Bone Crusher. Fun 2341 says, how are we doing this beautiful day? Amazingly. Absolutely amazingly. Let's Soul Shatter our opponent. Could be a Saw coming. This is... okay. Because one of two things happens. Corey is either going to attack with this Agar, the Freezing Flame. Or, if our opponent does, we Binding the Old Gods. If our opponent does not... I probably should have cut this, huh? I don't think we're going to have a better opportunity to cast this, so I'm going to go ahead and try to just scream at the top of my lungs, odd. Oh, but fun. I'm in an amazing mood. I'm really excited to play this deck. Valheim, we're playing Valheim tomorrow and maybe even Friday if we like it. Next week is Escape from Tarkov week. That was going to be this week, but there was just some conflicts that meant that we could have done it on like 2.5 of the 3 days, but it's just like way easier to reschedule it. So sorry for any of you who planned around it. I mean, I frankly just don't think I am as famous as, say, a Star Wars. So I don't think anyone was staying up all night getting ready to watch Escape from Tarkov, except for Joe Monkey. Joe Monkey absolutely has been like vibrating with intensity. I mean, I think I saw burst into tears when he heard that I was going to be playing that game. Albatross, I just want to drop in and say hello and good luck with the games today. Thanks, Albatross. Invasion! Alright, scry 2, draw a card, then reveal a giant. So damage target opponent. Okay. Blade GL's asking a little bit of a design question that I think is fascinating. Blade GL, please ask me in a little bit, because I just want to focus on this game a little bit. I just actually watched some YouTube videos about some systematic problems with Tarkov, and now I'm upset with the game for literally no reason. Like, what do you mean systematic problems? Okay, so I'm actually going to have Valki become... Just going to do this now. I'm just going to leave my mana up. I don't see a reason to change. Well, there is a potential alternative. What we could do is we could Binding the Old Gods this. My opponent has no blue mana up to potentially counterspell us. That actually seems pretty reasonable, right? And I leave some blue mana up? Yeah. Let's just do this, because we're ramping to the Janitor anyways. Oh my god, if it isn't both the band that I stole this list from, and don't worry, Jeff, your name is in the title of the deck. And two, I just used the phrase that you used. I called Ugin the Janitor. Did I do it? Am I fucking cool? Did I become fucking cool? I think I became pretty fucking cool. Alright, let me just go ahead and tell our opponent to stop hitting themselves. The Janitor. You know, when we first started the Day 9 TV business, and we didn't have any structure for who would be doing what that was as robust as it is now. Sometimes one of us would be able to respond to an email and the other one wouldn't because, you know, like I'm live some of the times, right? And so we had an email identity called the Janitor. Like, hey, thanks so much for reaching out. XYZ, we'll be in touch. Cheers. Day 9 TV Janitor. And we all were the Janitor. All minions. Hello, my name is Day 9, and I want you to not have a Bone Crusher Giant. Didn't say please, or whatever it's called. Saw it coming. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. I have stopped any way that Day 9 could ever possibly remove my 4/3 Giant. Dude, my bug deck is banging. Bug being black, blue, green. Sick little bug deck. Give me your pips. All your pips are belong to us. Yes. Excellent. But Magic Names, yeah, was going to tell us about this. Magic Names is talking about some of the problems that Tarkov has in terms of some of the complexity of like how some stuff works. Yeah, like Sacriel gave me like a tutorial of Escape from Tarkov and basically explained that there's a lot of stuff you just need to know that you will not care about and is really confusing as a new player until you're like 400 hours in. Like, for instance, this type of ammo is armor penetrating, and the numbers and information about that is just, like, hidden in a wiki. So, I mean, no. The way that I would think of that specifically is that, I mean, honestly, like, dude, what better evidence that you can have a game with no tutorialization and a whole bunch of broad systemic problems that still has one of the most gigantic viewing audiences out there, period. And it's okay. And tons of people play it. Blue Wall gifted 5 subs and says, quick update, engagement ring is ordered. Soon the proposal, your encouragements during Hitman 3 stream push me to do it ASAP. Can't wait. Oh my god, I take full responsibility for the future success of your engagement, Blue Wall. Oh, proposing's fun. Oh, it's some fun shit. Your voice gets all stammery, you get all emotional. I love you. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, it's so good. I like being married. Being married is awesome. Because I get to say things like, yeah, let me ask my wife really fast. Like, I go get lunch and stuff, you know, get, like, little salads for us. Like, well, I'll have double chicken on mine, and my wife would like single chicken. It's, like, fucking incredible. It is I, the god of lies! Show me what you got, Demetrius Barb. It's Psychic Muffin says, I'm out here claiming the assist. That's all you, Psychic Muffin. Add it to the stat board. Gold Spawn Dragon. Alright, let's get rid of the Brazen Billy Buddy. Yeah, Beninock, I played an absolute metric shitload of poker. I almost decided to become a full-time poker player after I graduated college, but one of my professors vehemently talked me out of it. And I will forever be grateful. Professor Arthur Benjamin for doing that. Have we done Sultai Snow yet? I messed up in the title. I meant to type Sultai Control and I typed Sultai Snow. Oh my gosh, Shadowcat says my fiance proposed to me at the top of a mountain at sunset after I was done coughing my lungs up and catching my breath from the climb, and then I started crying and had to start all over again. It was wonderful. Oh yeah. Blade GL says, how large was your school that you were able to personally talk to your professors? I've not met any one of mine in person. Yeah, I mean, Harvey Mudd is famous for having extremely engaged and involved professors. A lot of schools and universities have their professors be much more research focused. They're trying to bring credibility and be an environment in which they can successfully do their research. But it's not necessarily about taking undergraduates like me that are largely idiots and teaching them good shit. But yeah, the school was about 800 people, 900 people at Harvey Mudd, with a lot of professors. Alright, so... I think this is actually good to do right now. I get rid of this. Now, there is a potential concern that we might point to, which is like, oh, hey, wait a minute, dude. Goldspan Dragon's coming out, and I can no longer Soul Shatter it. And I feel like that's okay. I think we just let the Goldspan Dragon resolve and Extinction Event it. Alright. They have face up at Disdainful Stroke. How do we Extinction Event? Because if they cast a Goldspan Dragon, they have no more mana. And you only generate mana with the... Oh, shit, it attacks to generate. Alright, I'm going to shut up. Each and every one of you need to back right off. All of you. Each and every one of you need to get out of here. That said, Fan of Ares, I love the way he worded that. Like, wait. Don't they have a Disdainful Stroke, so how do we Extinction Event? I love the way you worded that, because what you did is you gave both you and me an out by saying, wait, if they have a Disdainful Stroke, how do we Extinction Event? Because if I said, here's how we can do it, and it turns out your assessment had some gaps or something wrong or something missing, you get to go, oh, okay, I see, great, thanks. Speaking of which, get out. That's how it's done. But then also, you give me the out to go, oh, how's it done? Well, you do X, Y, Z. Oh, okay. Now, here's the funny thing. You said, how do we Extinction Event? They have Disdainful Stroke in hand. And I forgot that this generates on attack, not just on target. Right? So I went, oh, you're right. And then turn passed back to me, and I made them discard the Disdainful Stroke, and I was like, I was right the whole time. Oh, it's so funny. Oh, we're gonna Soul Shatter the Drake. I hope that Demetrius Bob's irate. Lava Dragon, I don't know what you're talking about. I cannot say that I do in fact know about what you speak. And fuck you, oh fuck you. Take that, Demetrius Barb. Oh, baby. Pass. Dad, pass. Be gone with your graveyards. Alright, so, I mean, we have all the red that we need, but I just think that this red looks a little beautiful. You a fan of Star Wars? I think Star Wars is fine. I'm neither a big fan nor a big detractor from it. I haven't really seen that many Star Wars movies. I've seen A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back, and that's all the Star Wars content I've consumed. Ori Monster, 112 months! Ooh, woo, 9 years and 4 months. Did I do that math right? Who gives a shit, Ori Monster? At Tier 3 as well. What a pleasure to see you, Ori. How are you? Get fat, don't do it when you want to go through it. I am going to keep playing this land because I have an extraordinary mana dump. Day 9 hates Star Wars. How does this deck deal with Crawling Barrens? Well, obviously Heartless Act doesn't do it, but we have Soul Shatter. Sacrifice me. I think we can take 4 damage and just see what's going to happen. I mean, Heartless Act is like, I don't know, I just don't really foresee that much of an issue against Crawling Barrens. We have a lot of removal, so the likelihood of a Soul Shatter being like, oh shit, they have a creature out, so I can't hit it, it feels low. And even so, there's eliminates in the sideboard, and it's like Heartless Acts, like a 4 of Heartless Acts. 6-7 months ago, I'd be running a 4 of eliminates. And eliminates and Heartless Acts are like the premium 2-mana instant speed removal cards. And so it's just kind of a question of what's going on in the meta. If there were a ton of Crawling Barrens, I might replace the Heartless Acts with 2 eliminates, 2 Heartless Acts. Something like this. Hit me, Demetrius Barb. Oh, Demetrius Barb is made of fear. I can see Demetrius Barb shaking in the Barbary boots. Now, what is the best choice of action here? Because, obviously, if... Yeah, I don't know. I just can't see this being... Oh, my God! Oh! Use your counter spells. See if I give a damn. Haha. Couldn't care less. Doesn't matter to me. Don't see tears on my half of the screen. How's a sub for 65 months and says, I can officially retire from Day 9 TV. Congratulations, Hausa. You never have to work a day in your life. Anymore. That is. Bush and Style says, you're really fun to watch. Love your work. Thanks, Bush and Style. I cannot tell a lie. I put in a lot of energy. There's a thread about this where Ammunition was asking, does anyone else feel like their brain is, like, changing as a result of, like, streaming? Like, you struggle to find words as well? And oh, brilliant. You know, you struggle to find words, and you like, you know, it's hard to stay focused on stuff. And I responded, and I was like, you know, I don't know about you, but I find streaming to be, like, really tiring. Perhaps y'all are tired? If Villain has a counterspell, I want them to counter this, because these are 2 odd mana boys. Streaming is extraordinarily intensive. Look at this. I love how foolhardy Demetrius Barb looks. It was like, pff, saw it coming. Let me get that one out of the way. And all of a sudden, I'm bellowing from the hilltops. Odd. Because, again, if let's say you're working a 9-to-5 job in, like, the PR department of a large company, you know, and it's just like, hey, Sean, can you send her that proposal? Oh, yeah, sure. And I write the proposal a little bit, and I'm just going to do this now. And just keep pumping the Crawling Barrens. You know, if you start, like, writing up the grant proposal or whatever, and then all of a sudden you get a text, and you sort of look, and you go, oh, get some coffee, you sip your coffee and stuff, and then you can get focused for another 15 minutes, and then someone's like, hey, Jerry, and you go, oh, hey, what's up, Susan? How's your day going? XYZ, whatever the fuck, right? You just kind of have, like, a little chatty conversation. It's, like, fine. But streaming is one of the only careers where you get judged every 10 seconds. When I rewatch myself, oh, it's horrifying. How can anyone fucking stand this obnoxious chonker? This is the worst thing I've ever heard. Yeah, XYZ, whatever the fuck. Yeah, that's a pretty good line, huh? That's pretty good. Show me what you got. Well, you're not going to scatter any essence today, sir. No, sir. Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, like, look, listen. If you're a oh! Feels incredible. Oh, behold the multiverse. Green. Take action. Commence Operation Bing Bong. Foretell, behold the multiverse. Holy God, this card is Whoops. Oh, I'm very embarrassed. I thought I could foretell it. Thought I could foretell it. How embarrassing. How humiliating. But whatever. Whatever. I'm still the best player here. So yeah. Yeah, it's a toiling and toilful job. Cling to dust. Don't matter even a little bit. Elspeth's Nightmare. Do nothing. Not a single target in the deck was seen that day. Chainweb Aracnir. Yeah, I'm going to run this one, man. This is so good. Just comes out and picks stuff off out of the sky. Oh, it's so tasty. What else do we think is going to be good? I like these negates. I don't know exactly what I think about the Disdainful Strokes for Disdainful folks. I think the Eliminates are probably going to be raisonnable. I kind of also want this in here. And I feel like the less good ones are the Extinction Events and the Ugin. Is that right? Or maybe it's Mazemind's. I just don't... I don't think I need that many. Because what did Disdainful Strokes hit? They hit, basically, a hard-cast Shark Typhoon and the Goldspan Dragon, and that's it. So I think 2's the right number. I want some, but... Nah. This is good against, like, the entire deck. This is good against the 8 copies of Brazen Borrower and Bone Crushy Boy. Although those might get removed. This is just a ridiculously good card. Yeah, and then I want this to remove stuff. I think Binding of the OGs is great. And we have Ugin, who is the janitor. Oh, it's not my joke, but I use it well. How's Binding of the Old Gods worked in the deck? Oh, dude. Jackriyat, it is. Or Jackriyat. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, but I think I'm doing a good enough job. Darkbore Pathway? Oh. Seems good to me. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Playing it is black. Bound Leases, what is the most fun deck you've played on MTGA? Ooh, I have no idea. Tybalt's Trickery is up there. Ah, yes. Trickery of Tybalt. Mono Green Tron was really fun. Villain has a Bone Crusher as well. Big Red was fun. Naya Control was fun. Brazen Borrower, yeah. Oh, you love to see it. Big Red with Emancipation, that was a fun one. Can't believe that one did anything. Yeah, Zakama Primal Mama's maybe my favorite card I've seen in a long time. Yeah, I think the answer is I just like playing Magic. Yeah, by the way, I have a lot of these tweaky ticks. Like clicking and tapping and fiddling pens and shit. I also found my old little fiddly, well-balanced pen. And I think that's probably pretty annoying for a lot of people. So I'm sorry about that. I deeply apologize. Ah, yes, it is I, the Chainweb Aracnir. Yeah. Oh, yes. Get out of here. Get out of Texas. I don't think we need the red mana anytime soon. But multiple sources of black will allow us to protect and attack. Debonair Bears. Hey, Sean, sorry if you have to answer this question a lot. Dude, ask away. It's part of the job. It's all part of the job, Debonair Bears. No! Yeah, I don't really watch any Dungeons and Dragons. I infrequently play it, but Dungeons and Dragons is a very recreational and expressive and experiential game, and I'm a little try-hard. I'm a little pain piggy. There's not enough hard edges in Dungeons and Dragons, and when there are, it feels stupid. These are my ill-formed opinions as a non-regular participant. Darth Erickson says, have you tried getting Brit into MTG? I mean, there's some dual decks we play together. This is hard edges, what do you mean? Well, let me, rather than defining hard edges, let's use it contextually. See if it starts to make sense, right? For instance, StarCraft Brood War has a lot of hard edges. When I play one of those modern open world games from Ubisoft, feels like there's a lot of soft edges. You know, sort of softened things out a little bit. Factorio is a game with hard edges. My god, whatever will I do? Well, ha 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 ha! Fuck you! Why is Day-Night so... He's just so angry all the time! I'm playing this as green because I need the double green for my little bean. Yeah, it has Ubisoft edges. Thank you, Bush and Style. I missed that joke on the first go around. I don't know. I kind of feel... hold on there. Counterspell! I don't give a shit if you counter it. Oh, I do need another card, but, you know, whatever. Villain has only 3 copies of cards that they can do anything value with regards to that. Because the Negate is down. Yeah, I think that I sort of mentally divide games into games that hate you and games that really want you to beat them. Absolutely not in a million years. Absolutely not in a million fucking years. So... take action. I'm gonna hang on to this Ketria Triome and plausibly cycle it in a wee bit of time. Yeah, so like a lot of competitive games are designed to make sure that you have as savagely brutal an experience as the developers are capable of creating. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't think I have anything too much to worry about here. Dwarf Fortress is just like the game. You need to catch up to what the game's doing and figure out how to play the game. You know what I mean? Cycle the non-Sultai land and keep this other one. That is excellence. Kick it. So, Demetrius Barb is going to need to do something. Well, that's not going to do it. Other hard-edged games, like a lot of games where there's a lot of fail state, there's a lot of learning what is good and bad in the system. A system that has a lot of success that is achieved after lots of failure. Like, I like that sort of thing. I like walking in and going, oh, how the hell does this thing work? Whereas, you know, if I was playing, you know, Immortal Phoenix Rising, which was, you know, perfectly fun open world game, it's almost like, hey, here's a to-do list with 10,000 items. And it's like, oh, I want to do this one. And it's like, you did it. Here's gems and a funny joke. Very well. I'll do this one now. So you did it! You now have 8% more health. Where's Breath of the Wild fall? Oh, it's super soft-edged game. Like, as soft as they come. That game is as soft as I am. Okay? Okay, so we see an Amerio's Call, so this could be a sort of a base white aggro deck. It could be one of these. Yeah, looks like it's one of those base white. So we'll probably be wanting to make a lot of these the black mana sources, but let's use Valki and take it. Giant Killer, Showdown of the Skulls, Showdown of the Skulls, okay. Okay. No. So, Soul Shatter is very value against a seasoned Howdy Blade. So we'll just take some pain here for a little bit. A little awkward, but I think I'm gonna do this for black as well. Charm of the Skulls is gonna give villain just a ton of value, and that's okay. Like, what else can you do? Sway's Cheese says, I'm curious to your thoughts as to why Poison the Cup isn't run more in place of Heartless Act Eliminate. Oh, I mean, the not useful but correct answer is Heartless Act and Eliminate are strictly better than Poison the Cup, and which would then make you go, but why? Why is it strictly better? By the way, another big value for Soul Shatter. Again, there's a lot of indestructibility effects that are derping around here. Gold Span. Now, will villain smash down a gold span or what? Probably, actually. I'm just not attacking because I'm confused. Yeah, Poison the Cup, you have to spend 2 mana, and then on a later turn you spend 2 mana. So it's 4 mana total to do something that you want to do. Whereas Heartless Act and Eliminate, just do it for 2 mana. So that's about it. I'm gonna need to do some damage mitigation. I think I have the play is perfectly clear. Chomp here. Desert Iceman. Gifting 5 subs for a total of 5 subs. Desert Iceman, thank you. Warmly and kindly on our wonderful Tuesday, as we're trying to defeat Zarioni by being a better gamer. Yeah. So this is where I need to start accepting a little pain in Spain. I'm going to scry this, even though we shuffled library afterwards. No. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Doesn't matter at all. Alright, so we're nearly dead. Showdown of the Skulls continues to be ridiculous. Oh, my God, that's right, I draw this one. Well, aren't I dumb? For some reason, my brain was like, that'll happen at the end of the turn. Clean to Dust is actually going to be value for regaining some health points. El Supuant. Unbelievable. Great. Good. Very, very terrific. Highly excellent. Alright, well, let's put a stop here. Wait, why in the shit is it... Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It's... why would you tap this way? I don't even understand. Why would you not? I have nothing that I can cast. Oh my god, I hate the fucking auto tapper. What is it doing? What on earth is it doing? What the fuck? Okay, so, I mean, I tapped this because I had a black source available to be able to cast Cling to Dust, to be able to exile a creature from their graveyard. Okay, well, I guess I had the win and I don't get to experience that. And I guess that's fun and interesting. Oh, okay. Okay, well. Alright, Jesus. What the fuck? Oh my god, I cannot even believe that. I am so annoyed. Well, I want these, and I want these. And I gotta cut something. Maybe we just cut the Mazemind Tomes. Oh my god. You know, and I actually looked. I looked when I hovered, but I just assumed that this was the Zagoth Triome. I mean, the art to me looks similar from afar. I don't know. It's just like, alright, whatever. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Yeah, I think that this is right. I think that this is kind of what I want to do. I've reported this as a bug. Man, I'm not going to report any bugs. I'm just going to stream and yell. How to repro. Step 1, played correctly. Step 2, got fucked. Alright, I've done it. I'm the best. Goodbye. Auto Tapper's motto, be a bitter gamer. I can't believe this ridiculous nonsense. This is horrible. Alright, so here's our green. We have no blue at all in the deck, period. Huh? No blue in the deck at all, period. So let's just... green. I will do this, and I will be very, very careful. Be very, very careful. Perfect. Perfect. We got a pretty rad pile of cards here. If I can Elspeth's Nightmare away, shut into the Scalds. It's very good. Lumen Arc Aspirant. Let's get the one that does red, shall we? Because we do have red. Nice, man. Are you a big coffee drinker? Nambu, I'm a gigantic coffee drinker. Both, in essentially all ways in which you can mean it. So, the effect. In the hand, we have a... Oh, get out of here, Landos. Get thee gone. Oh. Okay. Junebug Wilson says, y'all see the changes they're making to Standard in Hearthstone? Won't get me back into the game, but it does seem like an interesting change. What did they do? Tell me, what did they do? Whoa. Oh. This, like right here. Okay, so... Oh, shit. It's terrible. I mean, Zarioni is going to make a bunch of mana. We also have 29 lands in the deck. And if I lose this one, I'm not that upset. Because, I mean... I don't know what the lesson I'm supposed to learn is. Which I suppose the lesson is, like... Sometimes the auto-tapper just literally, with an extremely obvious way to tap, doesn't do it sometimes. I mean, there's times, for instance, when I have seen reasonable auto-tapper mistakes. Like, let's say I'm an Izzet deck, and I'm casting something that will leave me with... Oh, God, that hurts so bad. Ah, this is such a painful-ass position to be in. Yeah, but I mean, like, for instance, there was a situation that I was in where, like, I had a spell that was blue-blue and a spell that was blue-red. Oh, you can do that shit? I thought this was legendary for some reason. You know, what can you do? Remove the counters on the and then kill the dragon with the other. I mean, we could have done that, but then we would have been up against a Raydane, and we have a lot of 6 mana things, 4 mana things. It's less of I should have done that, and more that that is just the literal other option in the game. So I think we literally need another Binding of the Old Gods, and that's it. Yeah. Well, I don't know. We got, like, this game was a reasonable loss. Like, this second game, but the first one we just got completely and utterly fucked by the auto-tapper. New Sam says, do you know if the auto-tapper looks in your hand at all? Yes, it does. There was a situation that I was in where if I tapped, I would have had 2 mana available, and I had, like, a Bone Crusher, which is red and 1, and then I had another spell that was blue-blue. And when I cast, I wanted to leave up the blue-blue. But instead it left up the red-blue. And I was like, ah, fuck. Right. Damn it. That makes sense. The auto-tapper tapped for case A, and I was wanting case B. And obviously if the auto-tapper tapped for case B, some players would have wanted case A, right? So having some naivete to the auto-tapper is fine. It's a completely and good. It's completely and totally good. In our situation, the reason I was mad in this particular game is I had the only spell in my hand that I could cast was 1 black, and the auto-tapper didn't leave any mana up for it. It tapped the only black mana I had, bizarrely, for no benefit. I get to go first. This feels like a 5-land, or 5-card hand, so I'm going to mulligan it. Perfect. This is a much better hand. This is probably black, green, blue. Blade GL says, here's a game design question from earlier. Wonderful, Blade GL says, how do you feel about a game with exponential power growth that end abruptly once you reach a certain power level when everything starts to sing? I have a lot of thoughts about... I'm just going to call it non-linear power growth in games. Because all the games that I really enjoy playing have that. So, Blade Blade sorry, the example I'd mention in particular is Monster Train. Yeah. So, like, let me think how to even begin to answer this. The best way for me to even begin to answer this is to play Valki and take a peek at what Jackie's doing. Because if I can start thinking now, I don't have to think anymore later. Oh, Croxa, we love to see you. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, I mean, we win. We win the entire game now. The game is over. Do you understand? The game is done. That's all she wrote. Look at this. I'm going to just say X equals 2. I'm going to go ahead and just become a Croxa. Yeah, that seems good. Let's go ahead and attack here and just start making... Oh, that was awesome. Is this deck, like, basically perfectly built? I think it is. There's none of these that matter. There's no flyers. Most of the things actually are not to toughness except for the, whatever this thing's called, the 3-2 man. Alright, I can't look at the hand. He's the 3-2 that Saxon describes, Woestrider. Negates and Disdainful Strokes don't matter, so that's great. Oh, how do we talk about exponential, or just, you know, more than nonlinear power growth? Okay, so first of all, what do we mean by power growth that is super linear, right? Or exponential power growth? It's the idea of, instead of going, I go from 10 damage per second to 20 DPS to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60, right? It's just linear growth. Every bone in my body wants to just find another Valki. I'm going to hang on to this 7 because I feel like it's valuable to be responsible. So 10 to 20, 30, 40, 50, linear power growth. And exponential, or geometric, or however you want to describe it, would be like going from 10 to 100 to 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000 to 1,000,000, where it's like you're adding zeros instead of adding constants. Zagoth Triome. And here's what I think is not what Blade GL is talking about, which is that there's a kind of category of game. I have no blue in the deck at all, so this is black. There's like a category. Oh, this is my. Oh shit! I thought this was that one. Whatever. I'm really bad at remembering lands, by the way, as remembering which land does what thing. But like, I don't know if you've ever played like an action RPG where you the person are growing at an exponential rate. Oh, my opponent is completely fucked. And I love to see that. Red. We're like, you're growing in power. Whatever is played next, I want a Binding of the Old Gods, so I'm happy to Elspeth this turn. We play a game where you're growing exponentially, but like, so is your opponent. So it like doesn't matter. Like, who cares? Show me what you got. The Crowan War and a bunch of Thirsties. So I don't have any creatures, right? I have Planeswalkers mainly. So I think I want to get rid of this. So I would not count what I just described as being relevant at all. Like this, you're growing exponentially, I'm growing exponentially. Who's to say who isn't growing exponentially? But there's a game like Magic the Gathering or StarCraft is an example of a game where your capabilities grow over time in somewhat of a non-linear fashion. I think StarCraft is a really clean example. Oh, this is easy. I do this, I play this, I kill this, and next turn we play that. Pretty easy. What does your pocket say? It says MS-06S Zaku. This is a V Gundam shirt, by the way. Be gone. Alright, I cannot both play this game and discuss this issue at the same time. It's too difficult for me. It's too challenging for my smooth brain. But you know, we'll because I can bang through this conversation in like under a few minutes. Which is an extraordinary claim from someone who just doesn't ever take a short time to say things. Oh, I love killing all these woe strikers. I'm not gonna pump this because it's like there's no reason to pump this again because it's gonna get blocked by a goat and I want to leave up Cling to. Oh, I don't have enough for Cling to Death. Like nothing even matters at all. Like who even gives a dang? Yeah, you're tough. Alright, I'm gonna Binding of the OGs. You know, I actually think I'm just gonna play Ugin, because Jackie just doesn't have a way to do much of anything. Hmm? Get big. Get big, man. Bang. I almost never like playing Ugin when the board's empty. I almost never like playing it when the board's empty. Yeah, easy. In some situations, I would want to play the Binding of the Old Gods, but when my opponent can't even cast the only card that can kill it, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, they need a double black, and they didn't have it. Okay, so what does Day9 think about exponential growth? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the deck list up so any of you that don't give a shit about this can look at something that's actually interesting. Although I do find myself to be highly compelling. Okay, so the question is about just my general broad thoughts about, say, exponential power growth in games. Because I think that the reference point would not be the action RPG where your character grows exponentially and then monsters grow exponentially, so the only thing you're really getting is just zeros. Oh my god, I have a 10-digit number worth of damage. And then that sort of illusorily makes you feel like you made progress. But there's a sort of game where there's an actual problem to be solved in front of you. And what you're going to do is you're going to try to grow in power to tackle this problem. And a really simple example is StarCraft. And let's imagine you're playing against the AI that's just doing some basic stuff. Because then we've maybe all been there with our favorite strategy game where you're young and you play against the computer to just try to get a hang of things. When I first played against the computer, I couldn't ever quite get to the right power level before the first attack came, and I died. And I found that really challenging to get over this sort of hump. But like what you learn in a game like StarCraft is one of the best things to do, period, is to just keep getting more resources, because eventually you have so much stuff, it doesn't even matter if it's that inefficient. Like, Zerglings are generally good against Dragoons in StarCraft, but if you have twice as many Dragoons as Zerglings, it doesn't matter! Who cares? So there's this kind of idea of, like, this kind of, like, rocket ship that's going off in terms of your power, where you have to spend some resources to take an expansion in StarCraft. And then because you've done that, you have more resources, which lets you take your third base even faster, which lets you take your fourth and your fifth and your sixth even faster. So you kind of get this exponential rate of power growth. Now, the problem, as it were, with this, in a multiplayer sense, is that this can make a lot of games of StarCraft feel very non-interesting and non-interactive. Where if you and I are playing, and say you are not as experienced as I am because I've played the game for 25 years or whatever, I'll just show up with a bunch of stuff and you just die. And that kind of stinks emotionally, right? Where it's just like stuff shows up and you lose, and the answer is, well, you made a mistake back then. But hey, wait a minute. Let's ignore the multiplayer problem for a moment. Because the short answer is, it's really hard to have a game with power growth without this just, you get snapped off at the first moment of your opponent getting ahead of you. Let's transition to single player, because I have an idea. What if we, say, had a game where you're in a mission against a computer AI, and your goal was to be the person ramping out of control to try to hit an inflection point where you could no longer be beaten by the enemy AI. The enemy, their goal is to sort of like pierce and prod and poke holes in your growth curve. This actually sounds very reasonable at first blush, right? I even streamed Heroes of Might and Magic 2, and this is the fun part about playing Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Like in that game, you are struggling. How do you stay alive? Oh my gosh. And then you sort of hit a tipping point and you're like, oh, I have 6 castles. My opponent has 2. I get way more shit than they do every single turn. I will eventually win. And you just power trip. And so at first blush, it seems like, hey, this is like really good to have this exponential power growth. But here is what I assert. Here is the pickle, the design pickle. We might say the design challenge, but I'm really into saying this word pickle lately. The design pickle that comes with your power growth doing this is that your player starts becoming less sensitive to the meaning of individual numbers, and they start boiling everything down to more or less. There's a game, Slay the Spire, where you grow in power, but it happens very gradually. And what this means is that you care quite a bit about the difference between 1 mana and 2 mana on this turn, because there's a big difference between 6 and 9 and 12 and 15 damage. All these numbers feel like different. They feel different. And what do I mean by feel different? I mean that your choice to do 6 damage this turn, or to spend 2 mana to deal 9 damage, or to spend all your mana to deal 12, or to do this plus this and that defense card to deal 4 damage but get enough defense. All of these decisions are meaningful. They all have meaningful different outcomes. Whereas when I was playing Monster Train, which is very similar to Slay the Spire, and it doesn't even matter if you really know the mechanics of it, but in Slay the Spire, you try to see these combinations where, this would give me like plus 14, but that would give me like plus 80, so I'll just do the fucking 81. So you get this like, sort of going out of control thing. And I just wound up going, all right, let's just do the thing that's enormous. And the struggle was that I felt like it was hard for me to tap into the feeling of the individual numbers. Because, for instance, in Slay the Spire, if you have a card that deals 6 damage and you upgrade the card, it'll still cost the same, but now it deals 9 damage. Hey! The difference between 6 and 9 is awesome. Or, going from 4 to 8, which is another really common way to upgrade a card. In Monster Train, when you upgrade a card, it goes from dealing 2 damage to dealing 22 damage. It's just this like fucking insane. So, and this is the general issue that I would say that I have with sort of, popping off power growth. It's easy to have a game where I care about the numbers until I get huge, and it's just I'm trying to make it gigantic. Damn, Valki is just balling out of control. I love this card. And the thing about, like, Slay the Spire's growth, for instance, is that if you're playing against enemies in Slay the Spire... By the way, I have the blue, so I think I'm going to make this black. We see a snow-covered island. It's probably Izzet, so we'll probably just nab the thing that can remove our stuff. What are we now? Faceless Haven, Glimpse the Cosmos... Seagate Restoration, some counter spells. Okay. Well, this is actually going to deal quite a bit of damage, so I guess that's neat. Alright, so that's a Behold the Multiverse. That's fine. I'm going to play the Elspeth's Nightmare now, instead of trying to counter this Disdainful Stroke. Or counter this multiverse. B-Time process, I think Path of Exile does an excellent job at exponential growth towards your build. Well, I mean, again, Path of Exile solves the problem by saying the enemies grow exponentially. And there you go. Oh, like, if you took like a log curve of the power growth, I don't want my opponent ramping at all, huh? I think that this is a Coma deck. And it's not to say that exponential type growth experiences are strictly terrible. This is as good of a target as any. And actually, I think that I should have Cling to Dusted this thing. Whatever. Well, Blagio says, thanks for your opinion, but my question was actually focused on the point of the game ending abruptly once the power trip starts going. Yeah, I think it's critical that if you have a game where there is a power trip component, you need to give the player a little time to just enjoy that trip. Ba, 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 ba. Everything's dead. Yeah. Probably actually still black mana. Oh, Valki's putting in the business. Yeah, and I think that in Monster Train, some of the difficulty of Monster Train is that each battle is a fixed amount of time. Each battle is like 10 turns long, period. And then the game just ends. I'm nearly 100% certain that this is a Coma deck. I want to drown my opponent in card advantage. I'm running a little low on mana to do as such. There it is. Fuck. I am not going to use the Mazemind Tome yet, because I need to be able to deal with a Coma should it fall. Don't care. Yeah, I mean, like, so in Monster Train, if you are on turn 5 and you've already spiked so hard there's no way you can lose, there's sometimes where it's a little boring. And I've heard that this argument is a big reason why it's important to have a game where if you're winning, there's snowballing, where the game ends faster. And there's technically a wee tiny bit of that in Monster Train, because you can, in Monster Train, on any turn you can deal damage to the boss, but only on turn 10 does the boss come and try to attack and fight you. Alright. You know, I do have 29 land in the deck. What do you know? What a pleasure to see you. Let's get some green, Corbin. You want to be very careful against a Coma. The Coma seems like the only reasonable target. Sir Renner says, do you believe the Riemann hypothesis to be true? I sure do. Glimpse the Coma. That all the non-trivial zeros of the Riemann Zeta function are -1/2. Yeah, I fucking think that shit's true. Spengali says, that's proof enough for me? Yes, give me my $1 million prize. I don't think there's a lot of souls to shatter on this. Cinnamon Peridot might just Smash me with a... What's this one? Oh yeah, this is as long as you control a giant. Oh, I never would have thought you capable of such a thing. Ye butthole. Will Soul Shatter kill Coma? Soul Shatter and Heartless Act both would kill Coma, yeah. Let's get more of these down. My Valki's gonna outrace you. Look how good this Valki's been. 12 points of damage. Whoosh. Yeah, Heartless Act is gonna be better against Coma now. How many Millennium problems have been solved? I think one, just the Poincaré conjecture. And the Poincaré conjecture, I don't even remember what it is. It's like, what is the probability that like a sphere is a sphere? The answer is like less than 100%, and that's the answer. Some crazy shit. Like I'm not entirely certain. Die. Heartless Act villain did not have a coil. Oh, of course. But I mean, if another serpent falls, then Heartless Act and Soul Shatter, or Heartless Act. I'm trying to cast this when this falls. Is what my mouth is trying to produce. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a cute interaction that I just realized. Glimpse of the Cosmos, as long as you control a giant, you can cast it for 1. Faceless Haven is a changeling. It's all creature types until end of turn. Darkbore Pathway. Sure. This. This. Dum da 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 dum dum dum. Oh, it's a Soul Shatter. I'm feeling great. I don't know why you would ever want me to do this, but we'll allow it. Glimpse the Cosmos. Alright, so... You know, I think I am going to Binding the Old Gods this stuff. Well, I don't have any red mana. I mean, I'm like pretty bad at this video game, huh? Alright. I'm telling you, Valki's gonna go the distance here, man. Valki's just the biggest baller there ever were. Tybalt, no red mana. No red mana. Plus, I kinda wanna just see what's in the hand. Who needs red mana when you're this banging? Alright, I guess that's a good play. Although I am absolutely gonna mbop for the win. Oh, okay, great. I've done it. I'll become this, please. This is trying to... Oh, it's a target snowland. Oh! Can't believe it. We've made such a big mistake. It's harmful even to me. Well, fuck. Oh. You know what? I want to become not Valki, God of Lies. Snowland, snowland, snowland. Alright, well, let's just cast this right now and take a peek in the hand. Alright. I'm still gonna win with this Crawling Barrens. And that's fine. Any drawbacks to running snow basics? There's things that interact negatively, like snow permanents enter the battlefield tapped. The bird of the day. Cosmic God of the Voyage. Oh my god. Be gone. I mean, Ugin can pop on down. I think it's fine. I don't really care too much.
Unutilized knowledge.
I can shoot that, it's fine.
Do not ignore my draconic talents.
Well, what can you do? Alright, so... I mean, it's probably like this. I mean, I think I have to cycle. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Well, okay, so, I mean, I have to shatter my opponent. Like I must. And then I just have to draw into some shit. This is actually very painful. Is that... I think I actually lost. Damn it. I lost because I thought that this was target land instead of target snow land. Oh, that's good news. Oh, okay, we get to live. That's terrific. Because my opponent could have gone... Spend 3 mana to make 1 snow land, 3 mana to make another snow land, and then 3 mana to make a 3rd snow land. It would have swung with a whole bunch of 4/4s. That'll do it, though, huh? Okay. So our opponent's deck is like a weird one. Let's see here. Elspeth's Nightmare is probably not going to be a very valuable one. I don't think Extinction Event's going to be good. Negates and these things are good. Elspeth's Nightmare. Actually, this. Then I'll just leave in the Nightmares, actually. So, a misplay on our part, but that's okay. Wouldn't you have tapped all their creatures if you flipped Valki? I don't think so, because this just says it just becomes a copy, which is different from entering the battlefield. So. And plus, you don't flip Valki, you just transform Valki into the creature that is exiled. I think this is fine. We're not really going to have any Extinction Event moments. So we missed a lot of land for a lot of turns, and still had the ability to hit lethal if we just instead focused on our Crawling Barrens. I just misread the 1/3 and was like, we will now kill with the enemy's stuff. Okay, this is fine. Probably don't need that many Heartless Acts, but probably do want at least some. Okay, so what's our strategy? Our strategy is really just terrific. Get ahead of our opponent in cards and try to be playing 1 land a turn every single turn period. Twans, can you explain to a newbie how your deck works? Yeah, it's a lot of traditional control magic. And by control magic, I mean counter spells, creature removal, things like this. with 7 gigantic planeswalkers that can sort of clean the game up. So my rough strategy, then, is to... Maybe I should have made this blue. Our rough strategy, then, is to just draw a lot of cards with things like the Mazemind Tomes, counter a lot of spells, kill the small number of creatures that are there until we get one of our big boys. And, I mean, and that's about it. Do a quick little reset here. Alright, so Cinnamon Peridot is in a position where Cinnamon Peridot could spend mana. Oh, this is just on the turn. For some reason I thought this was permanent. Actually, this card would be broken if it was permanent. So really all I'm trying to do right now is just draw cards and counter significant ramp things, like this. Now, do I want a Disdainful Stroke, or do I want to negate this? I think I want to Disdainful Stroke this. Cinnamon Peridot has a strategy that is clearly built around trying to get lots of expensive things out, so I think countering the ramp is really, really good. Sorry, it's just counting. So that's about it. Elclar says, now it's been almost 2 weeks. How does Kaldheim sit with you compared to the other sets in the past few years? I am having more fun in Kaldheim Standard than I have since Guilds of Ravnica. I am in love. Now, I also had the same feeling with Ikoria, and that petered out after about a month when some of the Mondo ultra good decks were, you know, piercing through. But I mean, they were like these Uro decks that just like drew a billion cards. That's fine. Let's go ahead and draw really fast. Kind of an interesting include. Alright, video game, can you stop giving me Mazemind Tomes? I mean, I know I'm the one that put them there, but, like, come on. Seriously. So I'm basically just going to keep drawing cards to try to ensure that I get 1 land per turn, period. You become a land and hurt Day 9. This is actually some beats. Oh, Disdainful Stroke. I love to see that one. That's a good looking card. I mean, this nerd will kill me pretty fast unless I'm very diligent about removing said collar. Okay. What-ho. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and become Coma. I think that's going to be the play that I am going to select to go into. I think it's a reasonable thing to do. Oh, good news. Good news for Shans all around. Yeah, Eldraine needs to rotate. Eldraine's like, Do you remember at the end of like the stream, I was like Thursday last week, we're just like looking at cards and we're like, how is it this powerful? This is the most powerful thing I've ever seen. Okay, so what is the play, right? Because, like, I can literally become Coma spending all my mana right now. Is there any way that we can lose as a result of that? I don't think there is, but we do have the alternative play of just binding the old gods, killing this Avalanche Caller. There's nothing my opponent can do about that. I'll be able to keep drawing cards, and I can wait a turn. Actually, it's not even close. Like, this is just the correct play, period. I'm technically not that concerned regardless, because we're at 15 health once both the Mazemind Tomes pop. I'm going to take no risks and just leave the Valki back. Ugin and plus to kill. That's true, but I would rather have a bunch of counter spells up than an Ugin up. And Ugin, like, guarantees we do something big, but negates and Disdainful Strokes guarantee that Cinnamon Peridot doesn't do anything big. And I think that's how we win, is prevent Cinnamon Peridot with Cinnamon Peridot's limited amount of cards. Holy shit. Look at that. That's hilarious. And this is 6/6. Wow. Wow, I'm amazing. That's incredible. That's just incredible. I can't believe it. We've done it. We've played around a scary thing. Okay. All right. Very good. This one right here. How do we remove that? There's a number of ways. Soul Shatter removes it, but frankly, just the Coma with a counterspell up, because we would have had to do Coma with no counterspell up. So I think this is fine. Now, I think that our opponent, well, our opponent's deck appears very clearly built around ramp counter huge shit, and Valki is just this panacea for like all of Cinnamon Peridot's plays. This list has been a lot of fun to play. Okay, alright, video game. What do I think about this? I think this is terrific. I'm going to keep it. I need land. I mean, these Disdainful Strokes need to get turned on. And so do I. Why the swamp side? We have a deck full of a shitload of black cards. And precisely one 7-mana card that's red, so... we're going to find this deck list. Throwaway Grunt right here on the screen. There should be a little pop-up that says Cardboard Life. Or player deck list or some such thing. Perfect. Kind of. I mean, I'll take it. It's not. It's actually not perfect. You know what? I said perfect, and I've lied to each and every one of you. And for that, I'm sorry. Hitting land 3. Oh, come on, video game. Huh. Extremely excellent. Behold the multiverse. I mean, maybe Valki just tap Valki or some shit. Okay, here's the play. We now have the ability to cast the Disdainful Stroke when it happens. Cinnamon Peridot is coming up on turn 5. So because Cinnamon Peridot is coming up on turn 5, Elder Gargle is a possibility. We estimate that these are both Behold the Multiverses. I don't think we saw a single saw it coming. So there's no land in the hand. That's very valuable for us. Okay, so this is Cinnamon Peridot wanting to keep up counterspell mana for anything that doth come. Huh? So this is good. Oh yeah, these are Alruns. I forgot that those could be foretold. Those are actually both Alruns, huh? And we know this, right? We just second Valki for the duress effect. I need to leave up mana because I want a Disdainful Stroke. And I want to draw with Mazemind Tome. Alright, I suspect the Cinnamon Peridot was not looking to cycle the Migration Path, as 4 mana was tapped. Glimpse the Cosmos, this is fine. How do I have 29 lands? We're struggling to hit lands in this entire matchup. Hooray. Villain is gonna get an extra turn, it looks like. One, two, three, four, five, six. Let's get that ever-present threat going, shall we? Let's get that ever-growing threat, huh? We have a lot of options here. This is a prickly pickle. Bizarre. That was actually, I think, a pretty good play. Because what Cinnamon Paradox is trying to do is to set up for a big turn of removal. Here I am surprised to find that I still only have one blue source. But that's okay. I need to eat through this shit anyways. So this is going to get toasted. I mean, my mind games are not that sophisticated. Like, I really think Cinnamon Paradox is, like, leveling themselves. I don't really know what's going on here. But we take these. We take these for sure. Unless I'm sorely incorrectly estimating something. Like, I don't know. Right? Not that Valki. Super leveled. I don't know what the term leveling themselves means. I don't know the term leveling. So the idea is level 0 thinking is, what do I have? This is also leveling. I have leveled. No, leveling is, level 0 is, what are my cards? Level 1 is, what do I think his cards are? Or their cards. Level 2 is, what do I think that they think I have? You know, and this sort of thing. And so the idea of leveling yourself is when you are trying to plan and prepare around all this stuff that he thinks that you think that I think that he has, sort of like crazy leveling. And it's where you're getting so caught up in these like mind games and playing around stuff that it's easy to lose track of. I have big scary creature, I smash. You know, like, it's that Princess Bride scene. Yeah, like, but then I know that you would do this and blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, is it our first taste of Rouge? Inconceivable. It is. It's okay, I have a Clang to Dust. Alright, we want this side. Show me what you got. It's a good counter, but that's okay. That is all fine. Ow. It's fine. It resolves. Instant speed. Clean to Dust is going to be important for this match. Dude, Clean to Dust is just downright plasmatic. Hello. Ooh, that's a good one to hit the battlefield. Many, many stops. I am a man of many stops. Oh, I love to see it. Do I kill this now? Yeah, I think I do. Be gone. So if I can get to 5 land, this is going to be very nice. This is generally not that great. Okay, perfectly fine. Alright, let's use the Mazemind counter to see if we can get a land onto the top. I did it without trying at all, just to be skillful. I think I'm just gonna wait and plan on instant speeding something. So you have to sacrifice the Thoring Thought Thief. Okay. So this kind of stinks because now Into the Story is activated, so I think I might need to wait a turn to Into the Story. Or wait, I might need to wait a turn because Ellie Jason might Into the Story, but... It's more important for me. Yeah, you know, I think this is okay. Because here's the thing. If I do this, and Eli Jason responds by sacking and playing Into the Story, you know, that's okay. All the black mana. Please. Thank you. All of them? Perfect. Amazing. Whoa! Alright. I can't find a single non-land permanent I'd like to destroy. So, what do we think? So, there's no rogues in the hand, so this has to be counterspells, removal, and... This is a Ketria Triome, even? I expect an End of the Story is coming. Mer. Mer. Okay, so we're gonna draw with these manas. I think I cannot afford to cycle. Because if I cycle, I don't have Disdainful Stroke up. Creatures do stuff I don't care about till end of turn. Excellent. So I think I need to leave up like this and tap a bunch of black mana to cycle the Ketria Triome. And what I'm looking for here is going to be Crawling Barrens. You'll recall I didn't cycle this last turn in the situation in which my opponent did have an end of the story, and this is why. Because if I had cycled at the end of that turn, then I would have only had 1 mana available and been unable to Disdainful Stroke as a Disdainful Folk. So let's see if we can actually get a removal here. Very tight. Okay, so this is gonna essentially win the game, like almost on the spot. Even better if I get a Cling to Dust off the top in the bin. This is not a human? Oh, human and a non-human. Okay, okay. Oh my goodness. So we are nearing victory. Let's just, you know, we're not in any danger, so we're just gonna do this. This side, please. Let's take a peek in here, and this will let us plan very, very accurately. It's a Temple of Deceit, huh? Exile, man. I'm like, there's no issues here. There's nothing to worry about. Yeah, no, this game is like basically done, right? I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna play Luris of the Dream then? I just go like kill, kill, kill. And this is an emblem. So if I play this in plus, I can cast him for all time. That's incredible. Oh, Tybalt, you're just so good. Also, this needs to have been cracked a long time ago. Play whatever you want. So I'd probably go exile with this, binding Elspeth, yeah. Yeah, Tybalt is... Well, didn't that just fall straight into my sound? 26 cards left in the deck. Oh yeah, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright. This is whenever you play a rogue. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, if we got an Ugin, that would be funny.
I just love your energy.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. So I will 3 and 3 and 4. Yeah, let's do this. That's mine. I have cleared the board.
And away you go.
Oh my god, this is dirty. This is good. This is good. This is really, really good. Oh my god. Okay, Extinction Events, probably not. Ugin the Spirit Dragon, probably not. Eliminates, yeah. Chainweb Aracnir, yeah. I think this is it. This doesn't hit that much. There's not a ton of expensive cards in there. I think Binding is the worst card, but still better than anything in my sideboard. Zip. Deadweight's 4. Yeah, generally the white weenie matchups. Also has value against Gruul. Oh, Jeff says, you missed that I added a companion to this deck. You can play... Oh, you can play Jegantha for free. Ooh, that's nice. Not that I care to do that at all. I want to keep the enemies guessing and allow myself the flexibility to put illegal cards into the deck. Obviously, this is going to be black. But Jeff, this list is unbelievable. It's sensational. Okay. Alright, play a crab. See if I care about it. I'm doing this now. Be gone, ye crabbler. Yeah, I just don't want my entire deck milled. I have a bunch of instant speed removal, which is good. Yeah, we killed the Crablar. Crablar's gone. Oh! It's another Crablar. I hate Eli Jason. What a total pile of douche. Oh, yes. Spider in time. Alright. Black or blue? Say yakety yak. Kill the crap. Can't keep a good Crablar down. In fact, Monster Elspeth's Nightmare is indestructible. Alright, show me what you got. Yes, please. C'est excellent. Do with this Ketria Triome and this Chainweb Aracnir. I'm gonna use the more expensive spell. And, I mean, if Eli Jason wants to do stuff with it, it's totally fine. Whoa! I never would have thought. So now this gives me... the great pleasure of playing this, and then just zapping this. Okay, so my opponent has something they can cast here, huh? No? Alright. Pretty straightforward. Need to do this, but here we go. I haven't thought particularly much about what the distribution of this stuff is, but it feels good. My opponent's like drowning the lock, and I'm like, whoa! How many do I have left in the deck? 7? I mean, again, if this gets countered, I mean, I just play it again on the following turn. Yeah, totally fine. Nothing wrong with any of this. This will probably make Eli Jason feel tempted to, like, bring the Lurrus into gameplay. But again, you know, this is just not that difficult of a spot for me to be in, because I just keep playing this. Should have kept Negate for their draw. I mean, I think we're okay. Because we've already been to single into the story. There it is. And, you know, I want to put some pressure on, too. Well, maybe I should have kept that Heartless Act, actually, because I think I need to be able to deal with Lurrus. I'm just going to hang on to this. Yeah, plus if I'm casting Chainweb Aracnir, I'm burning through my graveyard, which turns off like most of their cards, right? This is +1/+0 as long as there's 8 or more in the graveyard. Thieves Guild is +2/+1 as long as there's 8 or more in the graveyard. End of the story. Costs less if there's 7 or more in the graveyard. You know, I'm just looking to get rid of this stuff. That's like the secret, amazing counter to Rogues, is you just put escape cards into your deck, and then you do whatever the hell you want. Could get countered, and that's fine. I'd rather have the Mazemind be the one that is not countered. I'm doing this, man. Let's send him back to the bin and cast him again. I think I'm doing damage faster than he's doing damage. I have heals. That is just fine. Beep, 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 beep. I mean... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm doing this, like, right away. I'm keeping this reach guy back. I'm just starting to pick off nerds. Oh, actually, maybe I should plus here. I think plusing's actually way better. Who am I kidding? Plus. Let's draw some good shit. Oh, look at this.
Handle a little pain.
I don't want to attack. I actually have just like way too many options. I'm not really sure what the right one to do is. $26 cards left in the... Again, I think I'm actually going to kill these Ruin Crabs aggressively, because I think we go slowly. So I wanna pick this one off. I don't want to be here anymore! I understand that. What a tease. It is I, the Rogue deck. Z Gaming, if you want the list, it's up in the top left of your screen. You can copy-paste it. You don't even need to use a keyboard. Man, this list is terrific. This is just an amazing and fun list to play. I love this list. A+ out of 10, man. And Tybalt's a scary, scary, scary guy. Claim the prize, hit the buttons, move on. Can I cast anything? I can cast things. The Noid. Okay, we don't see a Lurrus, so I think I'm going to keep this. Darkbore. Shin Yakimura says, I don't even understand how this deck kills people. It just does. Yeah, there's a little weirdness with it, but I mean... It's still pretty straightforward, right? We are mainly killing things and causing discards. And that's our control shell. When I think of control shell, I think, what are the things Where's the deck? Z, just hover your mouse on the screen and you'll see it on the screen. Yeah, when I think of a control shell, I'm thinking, what are the things that let us get to, say, turn 12? And 12 is an arbitrarily large number. It could be like turn 20. But what is it that lets us get there? Blue-white decks are countering and casting sweepers. This black focus deck is discarding removal. So we already have green from this, so we just want to use a lot of black. So here's one form of pseudo-discard. Okay, alright. Okay, this is going to be a little tricky. So can you explain this control analogy to all colors? Well, I didn't... it's not restricted by color. I mean, you're just trying to say what gets you to turn 20. Because you're going to kill creatures and slow your opponent down and stuff like this. Probably want this to be black still. This is actually quite nice. I mean, there's going to be a Vorinclex coming to town. It says trample, too. That's fine. I want my thing to die. Here comes the Vorinclex. No. Yeah. Alright, auto pay. Become this. It dies, so I draw a card. Technology. Totally rad simulacrum. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna, like, pump with Crawling Barrens and shit. Just gonna Binding the Old Gods and shit. There's some pickles, which is the Ugin Vorinclex combo, which is that Ugin will then come in with 14 counters and can -7 immediately. So as long as I, like, have an answer to that, which is basically, like... Okay. If you put one or more counters on a permanent player, put twice that many. If opponent would put one or more counters, they put half that many. Alright, great. So this is chilling for a brief moment, which is fine. Take the damage. Owie. It is cool to see a Jund list, man. I haven't seen Jund in a little bit. Oh, shit, yeah. Even. Can't play Binding of the Old Gods, because you have to put counters on the Saga, so basically, you'll see this Saga didn't get any counters this turn. Put a red mana out there, because why not? I'm going to do this now, because I'm unsure exactly how I want to be planning my turns out, so this helps a wee bit. Okay, it's fine. Foretelling Luca. Whoa. Pretty cool. My god, everything is foretold. Oops. I have Death Touch. Look, I have no idea what the Noid is doing. I'm not saying the Noid is doing something bad. I'm just saying I have no idea what is going on here. Just gonna do this now. Alright, so we're gonna have, like, Luca... Okay. This is actually a real problem, because Luca's gonna come down now. And Luca's gonna have...
If you will not see things now,
That's pretty awesome.
the power I command.
Alright, so let's check this out. So we do this. And this. Draw like this. Okay, so that's bad. Alright. Well, it doesn't help very much now, does it? Oh my god, the Vorinclex has just, like, annihilated us right now. So let's see. I can turn this into a thing, and it becomes a 5/5. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Yeah, I see a way to live an additional turn. But not much longer than that. Because remember, if I play Binding of the Old Gods, it doesn't do anything because the Vorinclex is out. Oh, he passes the... Oh. Rats.
Monsters are Ikori's greatest weapons, and I have their bomb.
Rats. We have died. Well, hum-de-dum-de-damn. Looks good to me. This is fun. Oh my god, what a wonderful deck to lose to. That deck is awesome, man. Like, that deck is incredibly rad. Oh, I'm gonna hang on to it. I'm a fish. I'm a newbie. And I got no shame in that. I'm not ashamed of what I am, which is mediocre. All I need is a land and a dream. Haven't seen a Luca in so long. Yeah, plus, Jeff Hoogland had a list that was basically a rush to get out. Oh, look at you! Aren't you just a little? No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on it. I'm gonna wait. I want to draw cards. I want to draw cards against the Noid. Yeah, Jeff Hoogland had a list where you Luca to destroy a token, and it brings out Coma. Maybe I should just try to get some transmogrifies in there and be Turbo Coma again. Well, alright. It's a miss. Let's take a peek at what we're up against. Alright, let's do this. Bang. Let's go green, black, red, something like this, huh? So Lily deals damage equal to the number of cards in the graveyard. So this gives us a turn of time buying.
The best thing about zombies is their adoring obedience.
I don't need this many Blightstep Pathways, that's for dang sure. So I'm gonna just try to pop her teeth.
I really don't care about your plans.
I really don't care, do you? So now this can -3 to pick this off. But I'm drawing 1 every turn. That's fine. Why not take the Vorinclex? Just curious. I think the Solemn Simulacrum is substantially better. That's why. Vorinclex is like a single creature that, if I have 1 card to deal with it, such as Soul Shatter, it's fine. It's like not an issue at all. Solemn Simulacrum gets a card, it gets a land onto the battlefield, and draws a card. I mean, it just does a bunch of stuff like the turn it's played. It's really good. Disdainful Stroke, huh? Yeah, that's good enough for me. Let's see, Ketria Triome. This is black. Okay. Yeah, see, I want to restrict my opponent's card draw. Because I win if I just keep drawing more cards than my opponent. We, like... this fucking card. Yeah, I mean, we win if we just keep drawing the good stuff. Why not cycle? Because I want 8 lands, Lloyd Smith. I got an MF and Ugin, baby.
I was trained by monsters. I have enhanced my tactics.
Villain's deck is actually very, very cute. This is the play. This is the play. So let me explain my... Okay, well, it's kind of fun. Let me explain a little bit about what I'm doing, which is basically I am...
This isn't worth my time.
This isn't worth my time. Okay, so we're gonna do this. I want to get to 8 mana. Okay. That's fine.
Dissenters are welcome to debate me in battle.
You'll love to see it.
Surround me.
All right. This is such a cool deck. Excellent, 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 excellent. Ooh. There we go.
Next time you won't be so lucky.
Green, why not? Vorinclex comes down. Depending on what we draw, I might actually not... Oh, perfect. Great. pretty hilarious. Holy shit, I didn't mean to click.
Beg. It won't help, but it amuses me.
Well, what can you do?
Let's play a little game.
Alright, well. We fucking lost because of that. Oh, shit. That's death. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, well, this can help. Not dead yet. Alright. Okay. Whoopsie doopsie. Oh shit, we are dead. Man, that deck was awesome. Noid's deck is fucking rad. I mean, I made an error at that last moment, but, like, even still, that was... Just see if he snagged Vorin, he could have had a chance. Wait, are you joking? Because those are two different Vorin Klexes. I assume you're joking.